Hello, everybody, and welcome to another cup of self-empowerment to trust, heal, and be thyself. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome a very special lady from the US into our Cuppa Hub today, and this is Mannah Key'blessing. And for those of you who don't know Mannah Key'blessing, she is a cosmic doula, an empowerment coach, and a starseed channel. From childhood stargazing to a transformative awakening, Mannah guides you on an inner journey with certifications in modalities like Reiki, shamanic initiations, I can't speak today, and also light language. Mannah channels cosmic wisdom to upgrade your being and helps to rediscover the universe within where you love and embrace your sovereign divine self. Well, that's just beautiful. Welcome, Mannah. Welcome to our Cuppa Hub.
I'm so grateful to be here, Kelly. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm honored.
Oh, the honor's all mine as well. Thank you. So, we all are on this journey, and you've gone from childhood stargazing to transformation awakening. Maybe you could tell our viewers today how the journey of you obviously trusting yourself to follow that path, or how that path even unfolded for you. Maybe you could tell us about that.
I'm happy to share that. I'll kind of try to keep it a little short here. I know we're in a
Fine, you take as long as you need.
Thank you so much. Well, trusting myself has been definitely a process. I feel like when you learn really honestly anything, you learn it by learning the opposite, right?
Yeah.
So I learned, yeah, I learned how to trust myself basically by learning how everything in my reality, like, or the things that were happening, how I was like trusting everybody else but myself, and where it was leading me was not truly what I wanted and what I wanted to experience in my life. And so it actually put me in a sense of disempowerment. I feel like in my journey, especially like with relationships, that has been like one of the biggest ways that I feel like I have transformed. I come from a pretty religious background. Many people probably don't know that I actually used to be Mormon. And so following all of those rules and all those guidelines, they say like you get married, you have kids, it's all about that unit, and then it's all about serving God, which I 100% believe that we're serving the divine, but
Yes.
it's not in the way that religion or those contracts and those structures have made it out to be. It's not like this thing that like, oh, I have to do this or I'm going to go to hell.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's
All
like
this conditioned religion,
right,
basically. Yeah.
exactly. And so it was like I feel like I put myself there, right? I feel like every single thing that I have been through, I created those circumstances because it allowed me to really crack me open and to really blossom and be like, no, you actually can't trust everybody else, like the world, what the world is telling you. You can't trust what certain structures like religion, and not to bash on anybody's religion. If it's working for
No, of
you, it's
course.
for you, but I don't feel like religion's for me. I don't feel like I trust the government. I have to follow my heart, because that is what has led me to the greatest fulfillment in my life and has led me to so much happiness, is by saying, you know what? No, I'm not going to do what the world is telling me to do. I'm going to take my power back, and I'm going to choose what I want to experience. I'm going to choose how I want to live. And in that has allowed me to really trust myself, because it has bore fruit. And the fruit is, me being able to see and have it reflected back to me what's happening in my reality. And I'm very happy and I'm very pleased with that. So it's like when something's not working, you're like, okay, well, maybe I need to change something up here. So
Yeah, that's really special how you've explained that. Actually, it's really relatable, and there's so much truth in what you say. And we don't want to admit at times, but sometimes the situations we are creating for ourselves, they might not be the most delightful on side, and they can be really harsh, but we have kind of signed up for that. And sometimes along the line, we've had to do it because we've had, as you said, we need to feel the opposite.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
It's
to
like,
be able to transform, yeah.
Yeah, it's really truly that. It's really truly like taking that pain that you're experiencing, like it's like delve into it, because that pain is going to transform you. That pain is going to turn into your strength. It's going to give you the juice for everything that you're here to do. It's like it's such a beautiful thing. It's hard to like it's not hard for me to say that, but I know it's probably hard for some people to get when you don't get it, but you're going to get it when you get it, and it's going to happen in divine timing. So just like, it's like really just like really truly just trusting your process and knowing that everything that you're going through, everything that's happening in your experience, it's really happening for you. It's not happening to you. And the beautiful thing in it, I know like people say this all the time, but it's so true, is that like it's really truly about the journey, not the
Yeah.
destination. And it's like you can look back and you're like, whoa, like that was
You see
amazing.
the aha moments, don't you, when you look
Yeah.
back? You, like when you're going
Yeah.
through the process, it's messy, it's horrible, and there is you have points where you think there is actually no way out.
Yeah.
What? But then when you reflect back, when you've got over that hurdle, and you reflect how much strength you've gathered along the way to get that far, and then you
Yeah.
actually do see the blessings in the kind
Oh
of
my gosh.
lesson, trying to say, yeah,
Just gratitude. It's just all gratitude.
yeah.
So, I'm like, if you're having a hard experience, it's like that whole pono, that prayer that
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I mean,
Mm,
it's truly at the end of that, it's all gratitude because it's all
yeah.
love.
True. As love is stronger than fear. That's true, totally. But there must have been a moment for you, if you don't mind me asking, where you're like, okay, what was the moment which made you switch and said, okay, I'm going to trust now. I'm not going to trust everything which is on outside of me. Where was that moment where you said, okay, I'm going to trust what's coming from me?
Honestly, okay, so this has happened in many steps.
Hmm.
There wasn't like just like one big giant moment.
Yeah.
I can definitely pinpoint specific moments so I can
Yeah.
talk about that. But it's like okay, I can trust, and stepping into that, and then like, oh, I can trust a little bit more. How deep is your trust, right? It's like this revolving thing. It continues to expand
Mm.
and go beyond even what your trust was at that time. So like,
Because you're kind
so
of confirming to yourself each time you take that step and it gets confirmed that it's the
100%.
decision.
So
Yeah.
yeah, for me, it really all started when I went through my divorce. That was the
Okay.
very first time I started to step into trust. It was a really scary time because I hadn't known anything, but what I had experienced was I went to college, I got married, I had kids, everything was with this man, everything was tied with this man. And I'm like, how am I going to survive? How am I going to get through this? And it was like, I had no idea, but it's like in my heart, I'm like, I have to do, it's just like that have to like, and it's also I get to do this. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're going to take these steps. What's the first step? Okay. The first step is this. And so it's like trusting by following those divinely guided steps, that step by step. Maybe I don't need to see the big picture, but I need that first step. And
Yeah.
you're always going to get that first step. So it's like, that's what happened, is like, it was like, okay, I can take this first step and go from there. And so trusting in that way. And then it just all worked out for me. And then even after that, I started another step with me was trusting, when I left the workforce, I
Ah,
call
the
it the
corporate
hustle.
world.
Yeah, corporate. I call it
Oh,
hustle.
tell us about that,
Bubble wrap.
please.
Yeah. So, and for me, that was a big leap. It
That's
was
huge.
like, okay, am I gonna? I'm not dependent, but like have this job where I had a really good job. I'm making good money, and I did have some freedom in my schedule, and it's like, it was reliable, right? I know I'm gonna make this amount of
It's
money,
a safety net, isn't
right,
it?
right, exactly. If I show up the X amount of times. But in my heart, my heart was like, there's something more for you. Like, yeah, do you want to take this leap? And so it was like jumping into that. And saying yes to my heart, even though there's like that anxiety, a little bit of the anxiety, the unsureness of like, what's
Totally.
gonna happen? I don't know what's gonna happen, you know. But at the end of the day, too, it's like you can always go back to that. Like,
That
like
is true as
you know,
well. That is the point. We always think,
right?
we're going to jump, but obviously we don't
You
always
can
want to go
always go
back,
back.
but that
You
is
can,
an option.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was like, if I don't do this, what, you know, what's gonna happen? Like it's like letting myself down, and I don't want to let myself down. And so it was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this leap. And I was blessed even beyond what I thought would even happen at that moment. And even that happened in successions. Like, it was like coming out of the corporate world, I still actually ended up doing some work for other people, but it was a lot more freedom. And
Mm.
then I jumped from that to just doing stuff with God. It was like,
Wow.
okay, now it's like now I'm not really doing a lot of things with other people. I'm just relying on God. So this trust again happened in succession, and it was like, okay, can you trust a little bit? Can you trust a little bit more? Can you trust a little bit more? You know,
Mm.
how deeply can you trust the divine, that everything is going to work out for you, and that the divine is truly guiding you, and that the divine loves you and you know, wants these good things for you. And it's like, yeah, I can trust. And through it all, you know, the main thing is that I feel like I've always had faith. No matter what,
Yeah.
faith has really led me. Is
Well,
like my
that's
my
strength
faith.
to follow that as well. It's also courageous, to put all your trust
Yeah.
in the place. Yeah.
It's like, and it's not to say that like everything is going to be rainbows and butterflies and
No, it's
sunshine
not.
all the time, right? Like, it's
They'll
like,
fly
but
in and
it's
you'll
like,
see them too, but there'll be
right,
some other
yeah,
stuff
you see
along
that
the
too. And
way.
it's like having the faith and the trust that it's all for you. So it's perfect. It's
Wow.
perfect.
So obviously you had all these successive steps and all this process, so obviously you're
Yeah.
getting into that trust, following that, that inner golden thread within you, which is guided through the divine to you. Um, I guess a lot of stuff came up for you, which you needed to dig deep on yourself and
Oh
maybe
my gosh,
heal.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so much stuff. This just goes like a little bit back to like relationships. I feel
Yeah.
like that has been one of the biggest ways that I have really transformed myself and to
Okay.
really claim what it is that I want and what I deserve. And
Hmm.
so I had to definitely take a look in the mirror and be like, you know, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And even just I feel like for me personally, I have healed through a lot of codependency,
Yeah.
and just like giving my all and like into other people and other things, and like
Everyone else's needs before your own, basically.
right. And
Yeah.
so, and I've had to like turn that mirror back on myself and be like, no, I don't know if I can cuss here. I really want to say, you know, F you. Like,
Fine, you can go whatever
no,
you
like
want.
it's like it's really like that, fuck you. Like, and I'm not gonna do this to myself anymore. I'm
Mm,
not gonna do this. And I'm gonna turn all that love that I've been giving to people and things and situations outside of myself and fill up my own cup. And
yeah.
through that cup being full, that's when you can really, really fully serve other people. That's when you can really give back, because your cup is full and it's overfilling. So it's like, oh, this is so extra, it's extra. And then it just keeps giving back. It's a cup that just keeps getting so full. And
Mm,
so yeah, it was that. I mean, even with relationships, I feel like it's like I finally got to the point where I was like battling, like, you know, the Mario Brother game. Do you know
yeah.
that game? Yeah, yeah. So it's like when you get to that final, like, where you're biting, you're battling Bowser. I feel like that's like what happened with me. I feel like I had this relationship. It was not even a relationship. It was like a situationship, and it was like finally I could see like real clear what was happening and what I was doing. And it was like, I'm gonna take my power back. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this anymore. When I could finally stand up for myself and say no.
Yeah. And that's
No.
hard if you're not used to that at all.
Yeah.
If you've been completely like people pleasing and codependent and really
Yeah.
that's the way you've been, brought up, or that's the way you
Yeah.
are just from nature to start off with because you want to do that, it's really
Yeah.
hard to say that no is huge.
Right. It's like, well, when you're an angel, like when you come here and like I am here to serve and I'm here to, it's like all you want to do is give, but then you forget, like, wait, I gotta take care of myself.
Because you get depleted otherwise. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
completely. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been so powerful, and it's like it's powerful to even just say no. Somebody say anything to me, like no is empowering.
And it's
And
a
then
full sentence. It's,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah,
So it's beautiful. It's been a wonderful journey, and like I'm proud of myself, and I'm grateful for that moment where I could just be like, I'm done.
yeah,
Like I've had enough. So you
yeah.
get to that point and you're
You
like,
do
I've
get to
had
that
enough.
point, yeah. And it's an incredible feeling actually when you do get to that point, I must admit.
Yeah, truly it is.
But I want to tap onto like, you're a cosmic doula. That's amazing. And also,
Thanks.
you do light language. How does the
I
light language
do.
come to you?
Um, go
Did
ahead.
it turn
Sorry.
itself on, or was it always with you like from a child?
Honestly, truly, I feel like it's always been with me. I told you I come from a religious background.
Yeah,
I've been to many churches, and even when they say, speaking in tongues and stuff like that.
yeah.
So I would do those things. And the weird thing is you would see people like pass out, and I'm like, why are they doing that? Like, do I need a, so I'd like pretend like, let me fall asleep and pretend like, is anybody up yet? Like, why are we passing out? Like, no, we need to do all that. So like, I definitely feel like I've always had that gift, but it's something that I turned off as I got older
Yeah.
because it's just so different and so out there.
And you
And
can't really like explain it really. Well, you can,
right,
it's
it's
like, yeah.
go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say it's kind of like some people obviously get a translation come with it, and sometimes
Yeah,
it's no translation at all because it's literally talking to your soul, isn't it? It's bypassing your mind.
100%.
There is no
It totally
vocabulary to
bypasses your
explain
mind.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I always explain it in a way that it's something that you can feel. So
Yeah.
you can feel the truth of it. You can even feel a lot of places of where it's working.
Yeah.
And for me, the way that it works is I will get maybe a drop in of the specific place that it's working in. So maybe it's the throat,
Okay.
kind of thing or something like that. um or it might just drop and it's like, no, this is just what it was needed at this time, and like,
Mhm.
and so can it just be this is what was needed at this
Yeah.
time to support you, right? And so yeah, it's been a journey of rediscovering that gift, and I truly feel that every single person can channel light language.
Yeah.
Because it's a language that comes from your soul,
Mm.
and 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 it can be in whatever way that language wants to come through. It doesn't have
Exactly.
to.
I don't think there's any rules or regulations. There's no
Yeah.
dogma that are attached to it. It's just,
Yeah.
as you say, we're all so unique and it will come through to you in the moment it needs to come through for whatever
Absolutely.
reason. It might even be, I mean, maybe this happens to you that you might be somewhere and it comes through, but it might not be for you. It might be for the people around you
Mhm.
because you need to shift
Yeah.
energy or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I work specifically with people's blueprints as well. And so it really is clearing
Oh.
that viral programming that's happening. That's where that cosmic doula comes in.
Yeah, tell us
I,
about that. It sounds
yeah,
fascinating.
I consider myself a doula because I feel like I support people by helping them to rebirth themselves and to really remember who they are. And so
Cool.
I hold your hand, like, right, I can't do the work for you, but I can help you along the way. I can bring you to that water, right? I
Yeah.
can just hold your hand as you're going through those contractions, and then when that birth happens, like, it's exciting for me because I get to be there and experience and be in that joy with you. And so it's
Oh,
so beautiful.
I'm
So
getting goosebumps actually while you're saying this.
yeah. Yeah, so I help people to rebirth themselves.
That's powerful. That's huge. That's very
it's
huge.
a it's I'm grateful. Like, it's a gift that gives to me too.
Yeah.
So, and that's the amazing thing about, when you're doing purpose work, when you're doing mission work, is like you get to serve, but it's so yummy and so juicy and fulfilling for you. It's like
Mhm.
doing something that you would do without receiving, any money or something for it. Like, it's just that good, but then
Yeah.
it just gives to you in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh my gosh. So may I ask what your family kind of thought when you like obviously came out of the whole
Well,
religion
I
way?
feel like,
Were they really supportive, or was it like what's going on with our daughter? You know,
yeah,
what's in here?
honestly, my mom's always been a little weird. So she didn't ever really care.
Cool.
And for the
Good.
most
She was
part,
supportive. That's important. Yeah.
yeah, like more of like she doesn't care. Like just do you, like I'm gonna do me. And so but the
Awesome.
rest of my family, I feel like they were supportive in the fact that like I never felt judged for what I was
That's
doing.
great.
Yeah, so there wasn't judgment coming from them, but there wasn't like until recently, I feel like I've gotten a lot more support from some of my siblings, and I feel a lot of them still don't even understand
No,
what I do,
it probably
what's
just short
happening.
fuses their mind and they're like, what?
Right. And it's like, yeah, they definitely, I feel like, cheer me on and like just do you, but like don't really understand what I'm doing, but there's no judgment there. And so I'm very grateful for that. I feel like I always had
That's very
no-
special as well, because that's not always,
oh my gosh,
always that way. Yeah.
so true. Like from coming from like the religious background, I would say I felt more judgment when I pulled out of that versus
That's
like
what I
my family.
mean.
So it's
Yeah.
like my
Mm.
family of like religion and things like that. What are like because it's so different and so weird. It's like, what are you Satan? Like what is what's going on? Like you're channeling the devil. But yeah, so like I feel like more coming from like the religion aspect and that family, that's where it was really hard and difficult for me. And that is actually, I feel like what stopped me from sharing my voice a lot more is
Yeah.
because I loved I love those people
Mm.
and I loved spending time with them and I loved their thoughts and things like that. And it was like, well, what are they going to think about me? I'm going to lose this love. And right. But
Yeah,
love,
we feel we have to be a certain way to receive that love.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, but if it's real love, if it's true love, you're going to love people no matter what. And it doesn't mean that I have to be in somebody's life because I love them, right? I can love people from the distance.
Mm.
But love, true love, it's never lost.
Yeah.
So
No, I can relate to the family thing because like sometimes I don't know what you're going on about, and then like you're kind of dancing out of the row, you're doing something
yeah.
that's been done before, and why are you doing that? I remember it was a few years back. I was back in the UK and I was walking along the beach with my dad, and my dad was talking to me, and he's like, what you do, I don't really understand, but yeah, and he mentioned like a relative who had apparently said to my father, if I was okay, because it seemed
Oh
like
wow.
obviously I was having issues, mental health issues because, yeah, of what I was doing and that because it's like, I was put slice of bread short of a loaf, just really because I was doing something which was like they can't get their head around, but there was like judgment there that, well, there's something wrong with her. But there was
Yeah.
nothing wrong with me. And my dad's like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't quite get it, but you seem to be in a really good place. So, okay. But
Right.
but there is
It's
that feedback. And I remember in that moment, I thought, oh my God, they think I'm psychotic.
and that's okay. Let me be psychotic and happy. And I don't need permission from anybody. And it's like it's projection. It's like it
Yes.
doesn't matter. It's like whatever people's thoughts and feelings and things like that that they have about you, it's actually none of my business. It's none of my business because it has everything to do with them and nothing to do with me.
But
So
that
it's like,
takes a while to have that way of
yeah,
thinking. It takes a while
oh
to
my
get
gosh,
that
it
thought
does.
in your head.
It
Yeah.
totally does. It totally
Mm.
does. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful gift because then even if I start to have thoughts and feelings, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes, you
Something
catch
there for
yourself.
me.
You
Right.
catch
There's a
yourself.
there's a
Mhm.
gift there for me. Thank you. So yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
Oh,
it's great.
wow. So what advice would you give someone who's on their own journey right now, or they feel like something's changing within them and they might be feeling out of sorts, or they're really called to a certain, I don't know, a path, what they want to follow, but they're worried about taking those steps. What advice would you like to give them?
I would tell you to follow your heart.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be uncertainties.
Yeah.
There's always going to be uncertainties, but your heart is never going to lead you in the wrong direction. And so you can trust that divine navigation that is within you because it's always going to lead you to the right place every single time. So,
Like a compass, isn't it?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, this has been lovely chatting to you, Mannah. How can people reach out to you if they feel like, oh my gosh, I want to work with a cosmic doula, or I want to experience your light language, or, I want to go through this birthing process. How can people reach out to you?
Oh, I would love that. You can find me. I have a website. It's just www.mannahkeyblessing.com. So Mannah, Mannah, Key, Key, Blessing,
Mhm.
Blessing.com.
Wonderful.
And I'm also available on like pretty much all the social media platforms.
Okay.
So,
Under the same name, yeah?
yep, Mannah Key'blessing.
Wonderful. Oh, thank you so much for your time today. It's been lovely chatting with you. And
You as well.
so much joy is
Gratitude.
coming out here. And it's like really so
And I
upbeat,
got the frequency
lovely.
joy right here too. So I
Yeah,
radiate.
it's amazing. It's amazing. Well, everyone who's been watching us today, thank you so much. And I hope you've enjoyed this cuppa as much as I have as well. And thank you to Maha. And I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. So until then, take care and have a nice evening, afternoon, or morning, depending where you're watching in the world. Bye-bye.